Hi, everyone. Welcome to music. We are continuing to learn about music of the 21st century, and today we're going to talk about musical technologies and inventions of the early 2000s. We'll start off with musical technology. Following the explosion of digital music in the 1990s, most of the new musical technology in the early 2000s focused on how to legally share digital songs. In 2001, Apple released the iPod and opened the iTunes Music Store, allowing users to download songs for 99 cents. YouTube and Pandora Internet Radio launched in 2005. SoundCloud, the first on demand streaming service focused on music, launched in 2007. And Spotify began its service in 2008. Now, if you think about it, YouTube was really focused on videos. Pandora was internet radio, so you just kind of had to listen to whatever was on. But SoundCloud and Spotify were the first services that let you pick which specific songs you wanted to hear. And finally, Microsoft released the Zune MP3 music player in 2009 to compete with the iPod. So, which of these digital tools do you use? You're watching this video on YouTube right now, right? Do you have an iPod or an iPad and get your songs from iTunes? Or do you have a Spotify account maybe or Pandora? Now, all of these services allow you to share digital songs legally, and that means you either pay for the song, you pay for the service, or you listen to ads that pay the company. And that's how the singers and the songwriters and the record companies make money from their songs, rather than the illegal sharing that was going on in the late 90s, where people were sharing for free and the singers and performers were not getting paid for their work. Some other inventions of the 2000s, just for fun. The USB flash drive and the Bluetooth headset were both invented in 2000. Wikipedia, where I get most of the information that I teach you guys about music, that website launched in 2001. The Blu-ray disc was invented in 2002. Lots of social media sites started in the early 2000s, like Friendster, MySpace, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, LinkedIn, and lots more. The Nintendo Wii was released in 2006, the iPhone in 2007, and the Android smartphone in 2008. So, which of these inventions do you use? A lot of these look really familiar, right? They're not that old. They're 12 or 15 or 20 years old, and they're still used all over today. Most people, have a smartphone. You've probably played the Wii. You've probably looked up information on Wikipedia. You might even have your own social media account. So these things are still hugely popular and widely used even now. Okay, let's listen to some music of the 2000s. On the next slide, you will see some popular songs from the early 2000s. For this decade, we will listen to the biggest hits on the Billboard charts. Every song on the playlist was in the top 40 for the entire decade, and you'll see the numbers next to each video tells you where it was on the chart. You might notice as you listen to some songs and look through the playlist that most of the popular songs from this decade are contemporary R&B songs, but other styles also make the list. So, choose your song and listen for the genre of that song. Another trend of 2000s music was collaborations. Many singers featured other artists on their songs and albums. So try to identify whether the song you choose has just one performer or also has a featured artist. And here's a little hint on the label of the video. If you see the letters FT, that means featuring. We saw a little example of this in the 90s. We saw a song by Mariah Carey featuring Boyz II Men. So keep an eye out for that when you listen to your song. When you're done listening, go on to the next slides and answer your questions, and then choose one more song from the playlist just for fun.